Right, we move on. Squatters are persons who unlawfully occupy an uninhabited building or unused land. That's what I'm told. So with us now to discuss whether or not we can solve this squatting issue is political commentator Dr. Paul Ashley, my good friend. Unfortunately, I have to say he's my friend, as miserable as it is. Bridget, morning, sir.
Morning.
Good to see you. So what? I just see piece of land and I just decide, say I want to live here. I go for 2 pieces of board, build up a little thing and sit down and nobody can move me. That is what a squatter does.
You know that nobody can move him. Is that the people who are supposed to move him won't move him?
But that's what a squatter does.
Yeah, man. Illegal occupation of land. And you don't have to build up on it, you know. You can live in the bush on the people them land. You don't have to build up on it. But what is happening, that is unlawful. Yeah. Squatting is illegal.
Do we have squatter settlements for want of a better?
Yes, man. We have squatter settlements from Wapi Kill Philip. And we will always have them. It's a function of poverty. It's a function of bad planning. It's a function of, hey, look here. From ever since families in Jamaica had a housing problem. Some of us have people in country that when you go to the country place and you look, it's 1 bedroom behind the shop. Right? And it's all 12 picnic them have. And you wonder how 12 picnic plus the mother and father share 1 bedroom. Mm-hmm. And in so-called tenement yards, people share beds. I mean, sometimes you can't go home before 7 o'clock because another person sleeping and another person gone and you sleep. It's not your bed, it's the bed you sleep in. So we always have a problem. We have a problem. Plus, look at it this way. Most people want their piece of land. Jamaica is a small island. Land is a scarce resource. Everybody can get and own a piece of land, even if it was cheap. It's a scarce resource. So, one of the solutions to squatting is that the people who have to enforce the law have to enforce the law. Some people squat on Gully Bank. When rainfall, the Gully Bank clog up, we have emergency. Right. But the problem is just squat at your own risk.
Mm-hmm. My thing is, Dr. Ashes, so we'll see 1 house, 2, 3,
4. It keeps on
Why do
going.
we wait until it gets to 100 and then we say, oh my gosh, that's a squatter settlement and we have a problem?
Yeah. It's because that 2, 3 people don't mean anything unless you're going to move them. Mm-hmm. And you have a problem of relocating squatters. There's a whole economy surrounding a squatter settlement, you know, or a squatter community. Right? It's not only people just living there, but a whole lot of services go there. You have the dressmaker, you have people who deal with food. Squatting is not only housing, but it might be a corner shop, might be a barber shop, might be a music man, and you develop a community. Squatting could be the gated community for the people who are dispossessed. But we have a problem.
How you fix it?
Well, hear me. The first thing is that if it's illegal, the authorities must do something about it. If you squat on government land and the government don't move you, it's the same as if you squat on people's land and they don't say anything about it. I'm against that. I believe that you shouldn't make squatting legal.
You should not.
Not make squatting legal over time. If you squat on a person's land over 12 years, for example, you have a claim in adverse possession. I am saying you can squat on people's land, no matter how many generations they are, and it's not your land, and then it becomes your land. Therefore, there's an incentive to squat.
What if I pay property tax?
Oi, suppose you thief my car, and you and your Bandulu friend go license it. Is your car? It's not your car. It don't matter who paid the tax. It's not yours, right? In fact, you should really pay me some money to stay on my land. You go pay the government the property tax because the property have tax. Yet say you're not paying me any money for my land. What kind of band?
Yeah, but I have land, sorry.
Yeah.
I have to prove that it is my land
Yes.
to pay the property tax. How does that
No, you don't have
squatter-
to prove it.
Well,
You don't have to prove that is your land.
Yeah, but how does, that was just going to ask.
Yeah.
So a squatter, so somebody can just walk in and say,
I'm paying the property
I'm paying
tax.
property
All
tax.
right, okay, man. Government interested in money, you know. I'm not interested in who paid, right? All you do, you have your little friend and you go and you say, look here, look up the relevant information to this, yes. And I come here to pay the tax. Boop, boop, I'm putting my name. Argument done. I tell you, all that shouldn't matter. Don't matter who paid the tax. It was yours. You see, it's simple as that. It's like you're driving my car and you're licensing it and you're paying all the taxes. It's not yours. No matter how many generations and you squat on my land, it's still not yours.
Yeah. The legal framework is one thing, Dr. Ashley, but
Yeah.
we have a problem in terms of population growth.
Yes.
People want somewhere to live.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
so that's another issue. How do we address it?
Well,
That-
first of all, we have to get rid of the notion that everybody can get a piece of land. Right? We have to go up. If land is scarce and people can't afford the land, then we have to build apartments. And then people pay for the apartments. You see what I mean?
High rise.
But how do-
High-rise apartments.
But how do you respond to persons who,
Yeah.
in recent times, have seen the high-rise apartments
Yes.
and have said, no, my pocket cannot
Your
reach
pocket
this
can't
out."
afford the land that the high-rise apartment built on. And why you expect to get your square of land that you now can add on to and make money and you don't want to pay for it? No, you have to go high-rise. And if you look, most developed countries, right, around urban cities, have high-rise apartments.
Yeah.
You can't go sprawling out with piece of land and then you can't pay for it and you're going to take years to pay for it. And then you're going to build on it. And some people, you know, if you want to be very critical, some people who squatting more than one place. You see what I mean? You might squat inside the tourist area where you can get work, but the rest of your family squat in town or wherever, you know.
So you're saying no matter how long you're there, not your land, remove them.
Well, either you relocate them or you make some arrangement, but you can't own the land after you illegally occupy it for a certain amount of time. Therefore, it encourages people to squat.
Yeah.
How come people don't squat on King's House lands?
Yeah, because you're saying, what you're saying is that I know if I squat here after 10 years, then we'll say, yeah, man, take
You
it.
can't take it. Right? So I am not into the encouragement of squatting. But we have a housing problem. And let
We
me tell
do.
you one of the attempts at solution. We have a national housing trust. The Prime Minister was right. The housing trust is not a charity. It is a trust for the members who contribute to it. He should have said to his cabinet, the housing trust is not the government's ATM machine. The government, successive governments have, quote unquote, raided the National Housing Trust. Millions. Well, I'm proposing that they refund the housing trust the money they take from them and at 1% greater than the commercial rates of interest. Right? Housing trust money is for housing for the people who contribute to it. It's a trust.
Right.
It's not a charity. It's not just a financial distribution. It's a trust. Give back the money you so-called borrowed from it. Can't be like, as Anthony B. has said, everybody wants to raid the barn, nobody wants
to plant the corn. Political commentator.
Hold on, one
Dr. Paul
second,
Ashley.
one question.
Yes.
Oh, she said we don't have the time. I didn't want to ask you about politicians naming buildings in their honor, but they said we do have the time.
All right.